welcome back to my channel. My name is Destiny if you're new here, and if you're returning, I hope you had a great Christmas holiday season, and I hope you are also having a new year as well. I don't know if I'll post this before New Year's or after, but whatever time period we're in, I hope you're enjoying it, having lots of peace and joy as well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a cumulative book haul. This book haul, or like these, I bought these items like second, third week in December, and I think second week I started buying when I was supposed to be stopping. But since then, up until the weekend after Christmas, so we've had like the 25% off at Barnes plus 10% if you're a member, and then I also had some local book sales as well at some used bookstores. Picked up more than I need, but to give me grace to that the way I reasoned or rationale purchases was that I'm gonna be going on a no buy at the start of the year, and so I'm just getting these out the way. And then shout out to the family members that know me and got me Barnes and Noble gift cards. That is gonna help me as I go throughout my no buy. I'm allowing myself to use those gift cards. And let's just get into the book haul. So first place that I went was actually a used bookstore. I live in the DFW area, and so one popular used bookstore is Half Price Books. I know when I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, there was one there, and they're kind of like all over. But they had, what did they have? I think they had 20% off everything in the store. So I got some books and I got some movies. Starting with my movies, I got a classic, a Raisin in the Sun. Can you see that? Okay, yeah, A Raisin in the Sun. This has Sidney Poitier in it, and this is a classic. I have the play as well in paperback, so excited to read that and then watch this as well. I thought this is something that I had to have in the collection, something I can share with the family as well. And yes, I do have a DVD player, and yes, I am collecting DVDs as well. Childhood classics that I've never seen before, my favorite TV shows, all the things. So going along with a childhood favorite, I actually got Norbit as well. If you know, you know. If you have not seen this and you're looking for a good time and a good laugh, you should put this on. But I picked that up as well just because I don't have it in my collection, and it was like $2. So. And then one thing that I'm excited about, I got the complete set of The Office. So all the seasons are on here, and I got it for, I want to say I got it for $25 with the discount. So I was excited to see this, and it came in this nice little set. And then from Half Price Books, as far as the books that I got, I actually went with my aunt. It was her first time. We actually went to the flagship store, and we went to a smaller store near Fort Worth. We were all over Dallas that day, and we went together. She's into reading, and I kind of have developed my reading taste based off of her recommendations. And so one book that we both got, was The Women of Brewster Place by Gloria Naylor. I actually like my aunt's edition better than mine, but this is the edition that I've gotten, and there is a film based off of this as well. So that'll be something that I'll look into getting to, probably on DVD. But excited for this read. This is gonna be like a rapid fire book haul just because I have so many things I bought. But I just want to share them. Feel free to pause the video, look into these books, and see if there's something you're interested in. All of these are by Black authors as well. I think only one isn't by a Black author. So if you're looking for Black author recommendations and Black book recommendations as well. And then the next one that I got was Begin Again, James Baldwin's America and Its Urgent Lessons for Our Own. This is by Eddie S. Glaude Jr. So this will be one of my nonfiction reads as well, which I'm always a fan of having in the collection. The rest of these are actually nonfiction too. My favorite section in Half Price Books is of course fiction, but aside from that, the social science area, specifically African American social science, and then women's social science as well. So from the African American social science area, I got this African American folktales, stories from Black traditions in the New World. And the author for this is Roger D. Abrams. So one thing that what did that say? one thing that I know I will always be is a lifelong learner. I want to be disgustingly educated. And that's going to continue, that's going to require reading, require self-reflection, and just require being someone that is teachable. And so I want my bookshelves to represent that. I want my habits to represent that. And whenever I'm in conversation with people, I want that to be reflected as well. So I think this will be something great to add to the collection as well. Then for my last nonfiction from the used bookstore, I got The Yellow House by Sarah M. Broom. I hope you can see that. I hope it's in focus. But I got this book as well. And so this will be an exciting read as well. I don't like that I'm not telling y'all what these books are about, but there are so many here. And it truly, I read about them in the store and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. I'm gonna purchase it. I don't know a ton about them. These are all books that I picked up on my own. I haven't heard anything like on TikTok or online about them. So we're just going on vibes for that stack. Then now this next stack of books are books that I bought when I was just out dilly-dally, and I went into another used bookstore, not a Half Price Books. That was from like 2 or 3 separate Half Price Books. This one is from a actual local owned used bookstore in North Dallas. And so the first book I got was Uncle Tom's Cabin by Richard Wright. Hopefully these are showing up well on the camera. If not, I'll insert covers of them by the photos. Hopefully you remember. But it's Richard Wright, so I had to pick it up, and I like that edition as well for it. Then this is actually a library book that I checked out, but I didn't get a chance to read it in the library. So when I saw it in the used bookstore and it's in really great condition as well, I was like, let's just go ahead and pick it up. Like, we checked it out from the library, but we actually need this on our shelves. And that's Soul City, Race, Equality, and the Lost Dream of an American Utopia. And this is by Thomas Healy. And this book is based off of a African American town. Which town is it? It was a new city in rural North Carolina, and it was intended for Black people and was ultimately shut down after just a decade of development. And so excited to hear about this city and just learn about our history. I think one common city that I've heard of from my childhood was in Oklahoma. But now Black Wall Street in Oklahoma City, I believe Oklahoma City. It's not Oklahoma City. Yeah. And then my next book that I purchased was Ralph Ellison's Juneteenth, a novel. This book is one that I've been wanting to get, but I didn't like the editions that they currently have in Barnes and Noble and like Books A Million. And so I was holding off, but when I saw this edition with the people playing the instruments, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And then it has a photo of Ralph Ellison on the back as well. And it's hardback as well. And the condition is pretty great too. And Ralph Ellison, if you don't know, he wrote Invisible Man as well. And that's something that I need to get on my shelf as well. But just haven't found an edition that I like. I don't like the white cover with the letters and the stripes. I want a better edition. Then my last book that I got from the used bookstore was 400 Souls, A Community History of African Americans 1619-2019. This is by Ibram X. Kennedy and Keisha N. Blaine. This cover is really beautiful. This is another nonfiction read. Something I'm excited to add to the collection. As you can see, my degree probably should have been in African American Studies. That's not completely off the table. We can have multiple degrees, but In the meantime, while I am just doing my thing now, I decided to pick this up, and any other books that are based on African American history and just learning more about my culture and about the past are just things that I'm really interested in right now. So I'm gravitating towards those reads as well. All right, and right after Christmas, Barnes and Noble decided to torture me with a sale, a 25% off sale, plus the 10% from my premium membership. And of course, I fell victim to it, and I decided to full on participate. No boundaries. We'll have boundaries in January and probably up until March, but we'll have the gift cards. It's just safe measures in case I can't make it that long. But for my first Barnes and Noble trip, I had made that trip on a Saturday. I got 3 books and a calendar. So for my first book, this book is by Ann Petrie. This is called The Narrows. And I believe Ann Petrie also wrote The Street, and I have that as part of my collection as well. Ann Petrie, she was born between 1908 and 1997, so kind of an older read. I think they redid the covers for this, and this is one I would say look up and read about, because this was an interesting plot. Then this book was just based off vibes as well. This was When Stars Rain Down by Angela Jackson Brown. This is this book, and this will be a good summer read as well, because it takes place during the summer too. So then my last book is kind of a self-help, not really self-help, really just trying to channel into my own creativity. I've seen a couple creators on YouTube and then on TikTok as well discuss how this book has just changed their self-reflection and just like their creativity when it comes to journaling. And that is The Artist's Way. It's a guide. It describes it as a spiritual path to higher creativity, and it's by Julia Cameron. And it's how many weeks is it? Let me see. It's several weeks. It is 12 weeks of lessons on how to hone in on your creativity. I know one component of this is morning pages, where within the first hour or so you sit down and write out 3 full pages longhand of just your thoughts, whatever you're feeling that morning, whatever you want to discuss in those pages, and you do that for either 30 or like 90 days. I can't remember how many days, but that's one component of it. And then the artist date as well as another component. And so that's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to complete a full journal just of me documenting my life and my thoughts, what I'm reading, how I'm feeling, what circumstances am I facing, and just really trying to become more vulnerable with myself. And so I thought this would be good for honing in on my creativity, and maybe I'll be like the people that I follow on Substack and I'll start posting on there as well. But I want to make sure I'm coming from a truly reflective place and not trying to copy someone else's work or take inspiration from someone else's work. So really excited to sit down and do that. I probably won't get to that until later in the year, just because I'm focusing on, I have like my Bible study coming back up. We're doing a fast with my church, so I'll really be honing in on like my religious aspect of my life during the first part of the year. Of course, throughout the rest of the year, but it's gonna be on the front burner, and we're gonna be spending a lot of time, and I'm excited about it. Let me know how are you starting your year? Are you starting it with like a certain TBR? Are you starting it with certain goals? What will be your priorities for the start of the year? Then the last thing that I got on my first Barnes and Noble's trip was this really beautiful calendar for 2026. The reason I wanted a physical calendar was to, one, track all of my shenanigans on this so I can see them instead of using my phone, because I would forget them. And then I also want to track my like no spend days where I purchase things, write out my purchases for the day, so I can hold myself accountable, because I use Rocket Money right now for my budgeting. I wish I had a Rocket Money ad to put here, but I don't. But I use Rocket Money to track my budget, but it's not a tight enough grip around my neck. I need a tighter grip. And so I'm gonna be shading in like with some markers or something, just on those like no spend days I spent, days I pay bills. so we can clearly see it, especially for the start of the year, because I'm going to be doing another no buy. All right, y'all, we got 2 more bags, both from Barnes. And I bought these things today, which is Sunday, right before the work week. That may have been the influence for these 2 trips. I'm stressed because I got started the work week, and then after next week, we go into full weeks of work. We don't have no more vacation. Gotta actually use my PTO to rest. But besides the point, these next 2 trips were from today. And so first, this was right after church. I left church. I was feeling good. I'm like, we gonna go to Barnes and check it out. But I got Cursed Daughters. This is actually a new release, and it ended up being 50% off. I don't know if they meant for it to be 50% off, but the sticker was on it. I didn't put it on it, but I did. I saw it was on there, and I did gently rub it in so it wouldn't fall off. But yeah, this is a new release. And she actually, this author also wrote Sister the Serial Killer, or My Sister the Serial Killer, which I have not read. It's not something I think I'll put on my shelf. But this, I wanted to add to my shelf. So definitely check it out and see what it's about. Then my last 2 books were just based on vibes. I got The Wretched of the Earth by France Fanon. Another nonfiction pickup. This looks like it's an OG. I see Angela Davis wrote a blurb on the back as well. So cool. Then I cannot pronounce this. This is a Gail Jones book that I cannot pronounce. Corregidora? I'm not gonna embarrass myself, but I got this as well. This was published way in the past, and TikTok influenced me to pick this up. And I also heard per TikTok that this was one of Toni Morrison's favorite books. And I love Toni Morrison, so I said, okay, I can pick it up. That's how I rationalized that purchase. As you can see, I don't put up a tough fight against consumerism. I try my best. Then this last haul, I actually just left the mall. It was insane. I thought everyone's gonna be at home. It's post Christmas. We're about to start a new work week. Nah, the people are in the streets. The wind is on a million here in Texas. But that doesn't stop us from going out and shopping, especially on Sunday. People must be similar to me in that they're trying to buy and suppress their Sunday scaries. But I got 3 books while I was there. 1 book I knew I wanted, and I've been wanting to add to my TBR, or like to my physical TBR, but I haven't been able to find it in store. So I was really excited when I saw it online that it was there, and it was 35% off. And that is When Crack Was King. This, and it says A People's History of a Misunderstood Era by Donovan Ramsey. Was super excited to pick this up. I've heard nothing but great things about this online, specifically from Shelby, who I love, but she highly recommended this. And again, another nonfiction social science read. I'm gonna be sprinkling those in throughout the year. And just piggybacking off of the nonfiction social science read. Now, this isn't something I'm gonna read in one sitting or several sittings. This will be over, a span of months, weeks. But this is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., A Testament of Hope, his essential writings and speeches. She's thick. She's really nice, very floppy. The inside cover, I like this soft cover that they're starting to use with the inside flap. I really like that. I wanted to have this on my shelf. That was the rationale. I just wanted to, a few of the nonfiction reads that I have read have included excerpts from Dr. King's speeches or some of his letters. And so I wanted to have this on my shelf as a reference point. So if they mention it in a book, I can kind of go through this book and see if it's in here and read for full context. Okay, for educational purposes. Then the last book of my haul, last book of my haul was Long Division by Kessie Lehman. And Jasmine Ward said she liked this book. So if Jasmine Ward likes it, that means I'ma like it. But this right here is a fiction read. Oh my God, Roxane Gay said something about it as well. Okay, super excited. So last book of 2025 for my last haul. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know if any books stuck out to you, which books you decided to go and look up on Storygraph, which ones did you add to your TBR. And I just hope y'all are having the best time right now. We're closing out another year, entering into a new year. And I just pray that this new year for y'all is challenging and also developmental for y'all, and that y'all just experience a lot of growth. And I hope the same for myself. Until next time, y'all be blessed.